Okay, breeders, today is June 10th. It's week 17. And we started doing these videos last year, give everybody, keep everybody up to date. And there was some times last year that I really hated to make a video. And today is one of those days that I would just soon not put a video out. But a lot of guys entered the race for transparency, and that's what I'll do. So we've got some health issues going on. We've had some problems the last 2 weeks where be a bird going light, be sitting in the corner, and I immediately pulled those birds out, put them into quarantine, and now Wednesday I went to feed the birds and I saw one running in a circle at the food bowl, and that's obviously something's not right. Pulled him right out. Thursday there was a couple more, Friday there was a few more, yesterday and today there was a few more. It's clear now that PMB has got into the loft somehow, and I tried as best I could to make sure we didn't have any of those problems, but it has happened. The only thing we can do now is minimize the losses of the birds. I've got a bunch quarantined out that looked a little iffy. Put them in the quarantine pen, and we'll see where it goes from there. Ones that have been clearly affected, I've removed them from the property. I'll be updating Wind Companion this evening when I go in for the night, and for everybody who's lost birds or anything like that, and we'll see where it goes from there. I don't really know where it came from or how it got in the building, but from the amount of birds that have been affected, it looks like they arrived here between May 5th and May 20th. I would say 85% of the birds that I found are in that 2-week range as far as receiving birds. So I don't know if somebody didn't know and they sent one in or sent their team in, and they may have had in their loft, and they got here and they spent the 2 weeks in quarantine, just never showed until they got moved over here. We're about 3 weeks from then to now, and now it's starting to show its head. And unfortunately, PMB is one of those viruses that, when once it's in there, and you ain't you're gonna have to. It's just gonna have to run its course. I want to kind of stress that if you guys are sending birds out, you need to vaccinate those things. I like 21 days when they're in the nest. That's what I do with my own birds. And, then when you send them 3 weeks later, they've already got some immunity in case you get something like that. What I'm afraid is that guys that sent birds in that don't vaccinate, when they get here, I vaccinate them, but then it takes 2 or 3 weeks to get some kind of antibodies built up where they got an immunity. They were in there for those 2 weeks and just didn't have any antibodies, built up, and now it's spread through the loft. The older birds that have been here, like April 15th, I haven't found not one of those. They all look good. I'm actually going through today and pulling the 9th and the 10th. We cut them on Memorial Day, and we're pulling today. And as I go through today, any bird that doesn't really look good or it's a little light, it's getting pulled out, put into a quarantine building, and any of them that's clearly affected, I'm removing right away. The ones that just look a little light or something, or they're not quite right, they're going into a quarantine building, and I'll be watching them every day. As soon as they show any sign that's clearly PMB, they'll be being removed from the property. And the ones that ain't, after PMB is pretty quick. About 14 days we should know exactly how bad it is. And the ones that they don't have any problem or just a little light, maybe not getting enough feed at the feeder, they should be fine. And the ones that are affected, we won't have to worry about them either. They'll be removed. But that's where we are. The race is now closed. Do not send any more pigeons in. If you do send them in, they're going to get fed and watered and mailed right back to you. For everybody who's sent birds in the last 2 weeks, don't worry, your birds are still in quarantine. They haven't even came out to get to the race building yet. And I will not be moving any birds out of quarantine until I get this situation under control, where we've had at least 7 to 10 days with no problems, and then I'll start bringing the birds that are in quarantine now and start bringing them into the race building. I really hate this happened, but a lot of you guys entered the race because you wanted a true, transparent race. And today's one of those days. I sure hate to get up here and make the video, but you know what I mean, at least y'all know what's going on. Anybody who's got one that I've had to remove out of the race and permanently move it out of the race, I'm an honest guy. I'm saving all the bands, and you'll have a free perch feed next year if you want to send some birds back in, and then we'll go from there. But I would say in the next 7 to 14 days we'll know how bad it is. I think as we stand right now, there's about 30 some pigeons, and I don't know how high that number's going to climb or whether it's going to climb any more past that, but I'm about 50% of the way through pulling the feathers, and I think I've pulled out like 17 or 18 birds so far. I'm going to wait till the sun sets and go in there and start pulling again, and any pigeon that doesn't look 100% get moved into quarantine, and then as they show signs, they'll get removed from the race permanently. Alright guys, I sent an email out to all the breeders today to let you know what's going on. I just want to put the weekly video out so that everybody's aware who follows the race that may want to send birds in next year. And I can't stress the fact enough, you need to be vaccinating your birds before you send them out to a one-off race. If you hit them at 21 days and send them at 45, they've already got some immunity built up in case they come into contact with something like this in the race. Alright guys, you enjoy your Sunday, and we can stay tuned. If any of you need to get a hold of me, you can give me a shout, give me a call or whatever, and I'll talk whatever we need to talk about. Alright, thanks guys.